You have no idea how long the article was that I had to go through to get this information.
The first one?
Yes. It was, if we converted it into a Word document, it was probably like 30 pages.
Frick.
It was a full-size, like, Entertainment Weekly, like, interview with, like, a press release, the whole 9 yards. Welcome back to Dime Comic Bros, where we talk about stuff that people give a shit about, apparently. And Jacob forgot a thing, but then he remembered a thing.
I panicked because I thought I forgot the thing. I have the vape stick for you to load this episode onto.
Lovely.
So I can take it home.
Lovely. What, you don't like having data loss by sending it via email linked to a Google Drive, which links to my butthole?
Your butthole probably makes that link even stronger than what it actually would be without it.
That's true. It's a news week.
Yeah.
Yippee. We have an exclusive.
Oh, your keyboard light's turned off. I'm like, did we crash? Is it gonna be one of those episodes?
Haven't had one of those in a while.
It's been a long time.
Exclusive from entertainmentweekly.com. The next movie in the DCU after Superman will be Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. It actually just got renamed to Supergirl. Starring Millie Alcock as Kal-El's cousin, Kara Zor-El, on June 26th of 2026. But what about Bruce Wayne and Diana Prince? Already announced for the development are a film inspired by Grant Morrison's Batman and Son comic, as well as a Paradise Lost HBO series about the Amazons of Themyscira.
Paradise Island, HBO.
Did I say Paradise Lost?
Yep.
I got Dante on the brain. We've heard some developments about the Batman and Robin film, Brave and the Bold, which they got to change that name. The HBO series has been like dead silent since it got announced. The latter is slow moving, but it's moving, Gunn said, while confirming a Wonder Woman movie is being written right now. That was the important part. I'm impressed that this made headlines and then there was no actual elaboration on it. I'm assuming because this is like the lead up week to the red carpet for Superman, so they're probably trying to avoid additional questions on other fronts. But I was getting kind of nervous about not having the full trinity in this first chunk of movies. It's not a good look, bro. Flatly, it's just not a good look. Also, you gotta...
As a side tangent, I saw unconfirmed this week, but it's not in the new script, that the script for Batman 2 has been passed in. The first script.
It is not... Wait.
Kind of.
Yes. The script for the Batman Part 2 has been finished.
Yes.
Yes. Last week? Question mark? Finally.
Right.
Took him forever.
I just hope he's not rushing to get it out because people are clamoring. Like, bruh, bake it until it's done.
Yeah, probably not. It's been a good 2 fucking years of writing. But yeah, just good. Put Wonder Woman in development already. The fact that took so long was weird. Probably a bunch of the weird behind-the-scenes bullshit with the potential third movie that got canceled and contracts and whatever, and also the fact that Gal Gadot clearly is getting the boot because everything in the world that's been happening and her reputation is kind of precisely.
Unfortunately, it's probably going to do better as an HBO series instead of a movie, and that sucks, but hopefully it does well.
Yeah. I do think that them announcing basically we want to do a Game of Thrones, but like without Wonder Woman specifically, is a good idea, but I also think you do need the movie. You need the name. You need the name recognition.
Well, you just ruined it, because I'm sick of HBO being like, we need to do a Game of Thrones of fucking Harry Potter. Shut the fuck up. From AIPTcomics.com, Marvel Comics has announced a new...
I'm just fiddling.
You adjust the mic. Marvel Comics has announced a new 4-issue series by Jason Liu and Fran Galan, The Undead Iron Fist. Out September 10th, the series follows the Iron Fist 50th anniversary special. Danny Rand's tragic death sends him on a journey that will expose Kunlun's darkest secret and enlighten him and readers alike to the Iron Fist's greatest legends. No, I was trying to push a burp, and I can't push that one yet. I was so relieved to not encounter any fan backlash or outrage when I killed off Danny Rand, because there was always a plan to bring him back, but we wanted to make the fans wait, Liu explained. Not only was I busy plotting his next explosive...
Dowie.
Not only was I busy plotting his next explosive chapter, Danny has been going through his own journey to find his way back into the 616 land of the living. And from the very first issue, he's back swinging with ruthless vengeance. Artist Fran Gallan is bringing so much wicked kineticism on every page, readers are going to be floored by this book.
Dude, this new look goes so hard.
It does look good.
I'm impressed that they didn't leave him dead a little longer, but I don't know, the past couple of years of trying to find a suitable replacement for Danny Rand and then trying to pass that torch and then him dying. It's a little bit of, we don't quite know what we're doing with this character right now, but it sounds like they came up with something.
I'm surprised that he's selling books. He's just one of those characters that, like...
It doesn't sell a lot of books. It's used a lot of miniseries.
Yeah, he sells... Like, he does well on a group, but I'm hard-pressed to, like, show interest in a solo run.
Yeah. From Deadline.com, Warner Bros. Animation and DC Studios are taking the next step on their animated journey with a TV version of the Mr. Miracle comic book series. Oh, I'm gooning. Tom King, who wrote the Mr. Miracle comic with Mitch Gerards, whatever the fuck, the guy who looks like the dude.
The Mitch guy.
Is showrunning and executive producing this one, which is now in production, although the network remains to be determined. It's obviously going to HBO Max. The show comes after James Gunn Creature Commandos, which is currently in production on its second season as well. Mr. Miracle, which Warner said will tell the odyssey of main character Scott Free, aka Mr. Miracle, is based on the critically acclaimed and Eisner Award-winning 12-issue comic book series. We got a single teaser image, and it looked fine, but, like, they're doing it.
I hope it's not the shitty animation style. I hope it's the good animation style.
Which one's which? That's kind of important.
No Watchmen, and no... What was that one right before Crisis on Infinite Earths? Westworld, or whatever the fuck.
Oh, yeah, Warworld.
Yeah, that's the one. Not that.
I liked that one, but it definitely did. They did not... They kept taking the budget away.
I haven't seen Crisis on Infinite Earths 1 through 5, so I assume that the animation got worse for that one, but I haven't seen it.
It did. I'm assuming they're probably going to be having the same studio that did Creature Commandos work on it. So
hopefully.
That
works for
I
me.
fuck with that.
Yep.
Unsurprising, Tom King is very heavily involved.
Yep.
As I'm a Tom King defender,
Simp.
but not really. I will critique him a lot. But it is weird that his fingerprints are so much over all of these upcoming projects. It's a lot. It's a little, maybe we should put a couple of other current comic creators in there, maybe?
I mean, I would defend this one. This
one for
baby.
sure. It's just it's like the third. Oh, he's like the primary writer for Lanterns. He's the writer for Supergirl because he also wrote the original book, and it's like, it's a lot, bro. I don't know.
I don't know, maybe they should just stop sucking his dick and mix in some other authors, because
that's what I'm saying.
These are his big products, but
yeah, that'll be cool. Collin will goon. I will goon.
Collin will only goon when it comes out and he finally sees the advertisement for it and is like, the fuck is this? Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, that's true. After I've already told him like 3 times.
From Deadline.com, ahead of its Season 3 premiere, the end is already in sight for Star Trek Strange New Worlds. How did it only get 3 seasons? I thought, like, Season 1 came out...
Keep reading!
Several years ago. Paramount Plus announced recently, it has renewed the series for a 5th and final 6-episode season. Production will begin on Season 5 later this year.
Season 3 is about to come out.
Uh-huh.
Season 4 is in post.
Ah.
Season 5 is greenlit, and it's going to be the final one.
And then that's it. Okay.
Yes.
From the very beginning, Strange New Worlds set out to honor what Star Trek has always stood for: boundless curiosity, hope, and the belief that a better future is possible, said executive producer Akiva Goldsman, Henry Alonzo Myers, and Alex Kurtzman. We're deeply grateful to Paramount Plus for the chance to complete our 5-season mission just as we envisioned it alongside our extraordinary cast and crew, and to the passionate fans who've boldly joined us on this journey, thank you, all in caps. There it is. With 3 more spectacular seasons ahead for you to see and enjoy, this adventure is far from over.
I'm sad about this because this is my favorite modern Star Trek show by a wide margin.
It has been very, very good.
It's been very, very good. I am glad they're not going to milk it too hard.
Yeah.
I came around on Discovery, especially towards the latter half, but that I believe went for 7 seasons, and that was a little much.
And it was really hard to come around on, so much that I can't. I'm not strong enough.
Yeah, and Picard was a mixed bag with high highs and very low lows. So
yes,
also they canceled Lower Decks last year, which I'm still mad about. That was just pure fun bullshit. But it is weird that they have yet to announce what else they're doing moving forward yet. I believe there is a singular show now after this is done, so that's weird. But it is nice with this one that it actually has a quick production time. This is classic TV. Nearly every year we're getting a new season instead of it being 4 to 7 years between seasons. With the current streaming age has been horrendous on that front.
Maybe they'll take the props and the budget from this show and put it towards Halo Season 3.
That's never happening, bro. It's not happening. I still want it, but it's not happening. From AIPTcomics.com, Marvel Comics is returning to Battleworld, a new 5-issue limited series by Christos Gage and Marcus II. The story will see shattered fragments of infinite worlds unite to form a single planet that will play host to an epic conflict. This time around, the players will be handpicked from across time and space and time, including some of the most iconic universes in the multiverse. On choosing the cast, Gage said, when Will, I believe that's one of the guys in editorial, suggested that the fragments of Battleworld could come from different timelines, I jumped at that because Marvel has so many awesome ones from Days of Future Past to 2099. Using Hank, that'd be Hank Pym, gave me the idea to build a team of characters with mistakes to atone for or tragedies to overcome, so we added a very young Spider-Man whose guilt over Uncle Ben is as raw as his inexperience. Newly sober Carol Danvers, King Thor, who rules over a dead future Earth from the goated ass fucking Jason Aaron run. A fugitive Luke Cage, hero for hire, Bucky Barnes, fresh out of the front lines of World War II, and more. But then when I thought I was already in nerd heaven, they let me have Starbrand, the original Starbrand, Ken Connell. I still have the entire run from his New Universe comic that I bought personally between 1986 and 1989, so yeah, we're gonna go a little nuts with this one. At first, I went,
ew.
Yes, and then at second, I went, wait.
Oh.
Precisely. Because then I was, instead of it being, oh wow, look, we're going to do a big multiverse event, it's just, let's fuck around and not have it be important to anything. I just want to do fun shit.
This sounds like a nerd that wants to have fun, and I'm on board.
Exactly, and it's not editorial co-opting it and being like, and this is going to be our new big event that's going to be company-wide for the next 3 years. It's like, it's just 5 issues to go fuck off. That's cool. I appreciate that. I only know some of these characters, and that actually makes me want to read it, because it's like, what's this other shit I don't know about?
Because, yeah, my experience with Battleworld has been, a huge yawn.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Savage Land. Not a fan. I don't know why we keep going back.
Dinosaurs!
It fucking sucks.
Dinosaurs!
Except for the guy that, the fucking perv that wrote Hack and Slash is, Teeny Howard is doing Rogue in the Savage Land, and it's like, yeah, well, that makes sense. But that's it. Big booba issues. That's the only reason why we have Savage Land.
Dinosaurs and boobies! Peak. Not really.
Exclusive from StarWars.com. Boba Fett's fearsome reputation is known throughout the galaxy, from the sands of Tatooine to the glittering skylines of Coruscant. As one of the most capable bounty hunters in any star system, he's not afraid to pick up the most dangerous bounties and missions around. The new 4-issue miniseries Star Wars: Boba Fett - Black, White, and Red follows in the footsteps of 2 other Star Wars Black, White, and Red anthologies that featured Darth Vader and Darth Maul, with brand new standalone stories by various creative teams told in the atmospheric color palette of green. Issue 1 is written by Benjamin Percy and features interior art by Chris Allen. Percy, who has been a Star Wars fan since childhood, also wrote the first issue of Star Wars Darth Maul, Black, White, and Red. I am a Star Wars nerd. I've seen the movies a million times, read the novels and the comics, and watched the shows, Percy tells StarWars.com. As a 5-year-old, I rocked the episode 4 bedspread, and as a college student, I hung the Tom Young poster on the wall of my dorm. I've been dreaming about that universe for a long time, so I'm thrilled to put a small mark on the franchise. In Star Wars: Boba Fett - Black, White, and Red, issue number 1, Boba Fett finds himself tangling with Imperials and rogues. I set him up with a merc mission that goes wrong in 100 different ways, as he's caught between the demands of the Empire and a rogue faction of the Rebellion, Percy shares. We're setting a major sequence in a lava system that Fett has to navigate to hunt down the best thief in the galaxy, he adds. I'm so lucky to join forces with artist Chris Allen, who brings his eye for dynamic action, wild layouts, and granular detail to this twisty-turny story that will keep you guessing until the end. I have thunks and thoughts.
You have thunks? Give me your thunks.
I don't think Boba Fett's blaster shoots red, and so I have a problem with this color scheme.
Please hold. I fact check.
6.5 hours later.
Nah, it's red.
Okay, this is fine.
Both the old one and his new one are red.
Okay, good, great.
I like that they're continuing to do the issue by issue as a different story instead of the multiple concurrent stories running issue to issue. The formatting on that is
much
really
better.
annoying.
Yep.
Benjamin Percy continues to kind of be my goat, not gonna lie.
It's true. And I like that they are going to Mustafar to try to use the world for the color scheme too.
True.
That's good.
Because, Boba Fett does not have much red on him.
No.
From AIPTcomics.com, Marvel Comics has released details for Spider-Man 94, a new series spinning out of the 90s show. The 5-issue series is written by J.M. DeMatteis and drawn by Jim Tao. The series launches on September 3rd.
I'm sorry, when?
September 3rd. The 1990s Spider-Man animated series has become a beloved part of Spidey lore. It was the introduction to Peter Parker and his universe for an entire generation, and I'm delighted to be diving back into that universe, DeMatteis told IGN. We're treating this as the next season of the show, which means introducing new villains, new challenges, new adventures for Peter, while doing our best to remain true to the creative spirit that John Semper and company established with the original show. I have multiple thoughts. I don't actually like the artist they have on board for this. It's kind of rough. I believe I was talking not that long ago. It may or may not have been on air. This does seem to be the next show they are likely to greenlight a revival for if we get another one other than X-Men. And before X-Men came out, there was a comic. Well, there's multiple comic continuations, but there is one directly before the new season. So I feel like if this does well, they're fairly likely to greenlight a show. It is more tragic when it comes to Spider-Man because it was canceled on a massive cliffhanger, whereas X-Men at least had some level of resolution. So, I don't know. I don't know if 5 issues is enough, but DeMatteis is always cranking out good stuff. I'm not a big fan of this art style, but that's me. That's a preference thing.
From DC.com, DC Comics today announced Red Hood, a new ongoing comic book series from acclaimed writer Gretchen Felker Martin and artist Jeff Spokes with lettering by Becca Carey. Launching on September 10th. Oh, almost. We almost had it. We were this close.
Nothing is going to happen on 9/11. Absolutely nothing happens.
Launching on September 10th, this mature-rated, ages 17 plus, DC All-In series brings Jason Todd back to the streets, but Gotham City isn't the city he's protecting. Jason Todd has left Batman behind. All he's taking with him to New Angelique is his costume, his bike, a determined sense of justice, and a metal briefcase containing 2 handguns and lots of bullets. Sweat, blood, and powder burns, broken bones and mind control, a city rotted from the inside out, said Felker Martin. Jason's going through hell on the hunt for an enigmatic telepath, and he's taking us with him. I'm thrilled to be helming this new run of Red Hood with Jeff Spokes. Red Hood is gritty, bloody, sexy, and stripped down, said Spokes. Does that mean we get to see the ass?
It's not Nightwing, no ass.
I thought Nightwing was Jason. No, it's... Oh, alright, never mind. I'm terrible with my Robins. I'm sorry. You can sue me.
I will sue you.
Gretchen's writing is a well-crafted blend of superheroes and pulp noir, all with a New Orleans-flavored backdrop. Red Hood is the in-continuity story Jason Todd fans have been waiting for, said DC editor Ariana Turturro. It delivers high-stakes action, a gripping mystery, and raw, unapologetic storytelling. Every element of the book highlights the core aspects of Jason's character, his difficulties with personal connections, his badass training, his brooding hotness, and his violent approach to heroism, which means he'll be killing people a lot. Let me repeat myself, this is the story Jason Todd fans have been waiting for. New Angelique, a city drowning in corruption, seems like the perfect place for Red Hood to put down roots. There's crime, vice, and sedition everywhere. When Jason discovers a super-powered serial killer who is targeting the city's police, he finds himself sucked into a deadly conspiracy with seemingly no end in sight.
There's a lot of people online in the comic community that would like to do that. I'm just saying, I had to find the article, which meant I had to see the comments. It's really horny.
Oh no, I accidentally found the horn. Spencer, 2025. But Jason isn't the only person on the scene. Following his trail is Helena Bertinelli, aka Huntress. Is she here to stop him, or will she join his crusade? What will happen when the two black sheep of the Bat family start working together?
Okay, well, the last Red Hood run was kind of stinky. It was 5 or 6 issues, and I was not a big fan of that. This has nothing directly in relation to it, which is cool. Moving him outside of Gotham is good. Team up with Huntress is certainly a choice. I like the art. I don't know if I like his new outfit, though, not gonna lie. Every single run has to try to reinvent his outfits, and they kind of all get worse every time.
Out.
Like, the classic look is very classic for a reason. It's always getting more complicated.
I don't think I've ever read a solo Red Hood thing.
Well, I guess I'll
Or
have to
Nightwing.
report back. We got a decent chunk of that.
Or really any Robin.
There's a mixed history on Robin solo runs.
Yeah.
The shit in the 90s was great, but we don't talk about that anymore.
Jason Todd, age 13. Shoe size.
7.
Dick size.
No. Collin's not here. I'm not doing it.
Come on, where's Collin when I need him?
From AIPTcomics.com, one of Spider-Man's most legendary writers is swinging back into action this fall. J. Michael Straczynski, the acclaimed mind behind one of the most beloved runs in Amazing Spider-Man history, is back for Amazing Spider-Man Torn, a brand new 5-issue limited series launching this October. Straczynski is teaming up with fan-favorite artist Pere Perez to tell a story that takes readers back to Peter Parker's college days at Empire State University. Expect appearances from Gwen Stacy, Harry Osborn, MJ, and Flash Thompson, plus classic villains and an all-new threat that could shake the Marvel Universe to its core. As always, when Spider-Man goes back to the 90s time period with either DeMatteis or Straczynski, they keep being bangers. I don't know, I'm usually so against writers coming back to their runs decades later and being like, I got more to say. But considering Modern Spider-Man is mostly dog shit, I'll take it. So, I fuck with it. Also, I believe Straczynski said that this was greenlit for 5 issues, but it might be more. So, we'll see how it sells. What the fuck have you been up to?
I read Hello Darkness, issues 1 through 10. It is a horror anthology series made by Boom.
Boom!
Some of the big names are Garth Ennis and Becky Cloonan, doing a 6-part story through those 10 issues. I think it was 6. Becky Cloonan was the artist for that run, and Garth was the writer. Another big name in it was James Tynion IV, doing a weird "They're Killing the Children" short story tie-in.
Dude, I love killing children.
And I have to say that those big names are what bring this series down a lot.
What?
I don't know anything about "They're Killing the Children," and so this 5-ish piece "They're Killing the Children" tie-in story means nothing to me. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. Garth Ennis's story kind of just sucked from the beginning, and I didn't really like it ever. The art was great. Props to Becky Cloonan. But in a horror anthology comic where, a bunch of the short stories are dealing with monsters in the woods or cannibalism or, I don't know, all kinds of weird, crazy, icky things, Garth Ennis is like, what if the nukes actually drop? That'd be freaky. And I don't really want to think about real horror. I want fun, scary, icky, gross horror.
But what if giant squid?
Yes, give me that. Give me the Mothman. Give me weird, dumb horror shit. That's gross and icky. And scary. Not if the nukes fall. Besides that, there were a couple of reoccurring artists. Some of them only did like alternate covers in the middle, like in between stories in the issues, and that was pretty cool. I actually liked those. It helped to break up, like, it felt like Robot Chicken or something like that. Like,
that's a name I have not heard in a while.
Like, reading an issue of this felt like that, of just like 5 minutes of weird, wild, crazy story and artwork, and then like a really cool alternate cover, and then move on to the next thing. It's really fast. It usually looked really good. It was really creative. There were a whole spectrum of like horror, and some of it hit and some of it didn't. Some of it was just like, what the fuck is happening right now? This is dumb. And some of it was like, ooh, okay, last issue for tonight. I'm good. There was one reoccurring creative that did like one full page. It would usually be like 3 frames, and a lot of them were just kind of weird and kind of not so good, but there were a couple it was almost like those Far Side calendars where you get like one frame of a comic, like a punchline for the day. It kind of felt like a collage of those, like 3 of those. The character on all of the covers, the woman in red.
Department of Truth reference?
No, it's not.
Oh, that's fucking cringe.
Quite. Is that Boom though?
No.
That's Image.
That's
right?
Image.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care. Do it anyways, pussies.
She is a unique character made for just the covers of this comic so far. And it was kind of teased like, ooh, we might do something, we might not, ooh. And they haven't, up to issue 10. So, I don't know. That was part of the alternate covers that I liked, is like a lot of different artists having their own opinions of this scary, freaky, pale ginger bimch in a red dress.
What is this artist lineup's opinion about woman? I don't know. There's a funny joke in there somewhere. I don't know.
Redhead. Cringe.
No.
Cringe.
Redhead good.
Cringe.
Ginger cringe.
I don't know. When I was touring the country on this last rock concert tour, I let it stay on my pull list. They were $6 a piece. They feel somewhat larger than a typical issue. I'd say 40 to 50 pages, maybe. Let's say 40, give or take. 50 seems like a stretch. And when I got back, I was like, you know what? It's up to issue 10. I thought it was going to get capped, and it doesn't seem like it so far. Let's put a hold on this. And I caught up, and it's fine. But now that the big names and their stinky stories are gone, I hope that it would get better. And, like, there's more names that I don't know with cool ideas. So I actually picked up issue 11 today to see, like, what changed, if anything. Collin's pussy speaks.
I'm gonna go punch that cat in the head. She does this all the time.
I don't know, it's fine. We'll see. I'm probably gonna drop it soon if it doesn't get much better. But I have fun sometimes with these anthologies. Just to see, like, what kind of weird, crazy, cool concepts can be out there. Can be found. 3.5 out of 5 stars, I guess?
Meh. Not bad.
It's better than meh, but it's not great either. I wouldn't die for it.
Yeah. I watched, this will be a little off kilter, I guess, for us, Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. It's a documentary. I know, so it's already out of our wheelhouse.
It's about comics. It's close enough.
Kind of. It's about the actor Christopher Reeve and his life, and primarily the incident that paralyzed him and the fallout of that. I try to watch documentaries. I do like them as, like, an art form. I just really have to be in the right mood for them. So I only end up watching, like, a couple a year.
Especially in the day of YouTube video documentaries. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the old school film documentaries feel like they're dragged out too far to meet a time requirement. And it
100%.
pisses me off.
100%. So I have I would say, above average amount of information in my brain around Christopher Reeve as is, but not, like, anything astounding. I'm just fairly familiar. Was the first, like, live-action Superman I watched as a child. Very important. Man had a wild life. So I appreciate that the scope of the documentary is, one, done independently. A massive annoyance I have with Warner Bros. In particular, but a lot of larger companies who want to make documentaries about their own intellectual properties or adjacent things, as a lot of them are done in-house, which means they're heavily biased. And not just they're biased, but you know what they're doing. Like, it's really insidious the way that they go around crafting narratives. This was being produced by a couple of dudes somewhere, and then they were like halfway done with, like, I don't know, writing the framing script or whatever. And then DC came on board and said, hey, we can give you some extra money and give you, like, some more direct access to some of the people you want to talk to, and we'll, like, pump it up. But it's not, like, being directly made by anyone involved at DC, which I think is really cool. It primarily involves interviews. All of the interview footage that is in here is unique to this documentary, which is primarily for Christopher Reeve's 3 kids, 2 with one woman, and then his youngest with his wife. That shit got to me, I'm not gonna lie. So
I actually cried.
Fuck you.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah. So we start off with maybe the first half an hour or so is building up to who the hell was this guy, just some random local actor who's, very popular in his area, but gets this crazy opportunity to, go to work on this once-in-a-lifetime movie. How kind of all that played out, and then around maybe the halfway point, we get to the incident. He had a horseback riding incident. It's fairly well known. It was huge news at the time. If his, like, neck had been, like, half an inch in one other direction, he would have been, like, totally fine. And then this paralyzed him basically completely. It was a very large thing. And then from there, it intersplices going further back in time and then moving forward. It's a little all over the place in terms of how it approaches information on, like, a chronological level, but I feel like most of it's pretty intuitive. It gives you the hook of, like, this is why you're watching it, this is kind of what you're looking at. Oh shit, stuff happened, and then like this is like what kind of came out of that. It follows, again, primarily his family and the people around him. He was extremely close friends with Robin Williams, which I did not know, actually. Like, it seems to make sense now. I've seen them in enough photos together, but like, that was like his best friend, like in Hollywood wise. So there's just a lot of really strong connections that were being made, which is really cool. There is, as a part of the like documentary framing device, a good amount of archival footage from TV interviews, some footage of the films he was in, stuff like that. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. As far as if I had to take a rough guesstimate, probably 1/3 of this is uniquely presented, and about 1/3 of it is stuff we've definitely seen before that was really, really mainstream, and then about 1/3 of this is the interviews that they conducted for the documentary. They don't really reuse any other interviews outside of ones that Chris did himself, because he is no longer with us. Kind of makes sense. So a lot of it is his like personal internal struggles around, being a theater kid, what it took to kind of move over to Hollywood, the personal tolls that it took on his family life, his first kind of whirlwind romance with one woman, the kids that resulted from that, how they ended up separating, which was, despite being like, this thing is primarily around like really embarrassing personal details. Like, this is a documentary about like a guy who had a freak accident and like his whole life got fucked.
What do you mean, the kids from Wonder Woman?
That's not what I said. I said one woman.
Oh,
so he
was I thought you said Wonder Woman. I was like, whoa.
No, he was with one woman who he met during the shooting of Superman. They were together for like 5 years or something. They had 2 kids. They split. He had a brief period of singleness. I believe he had custody of the kids after that. It didn't get into that part of the story itself. And then he met another woman, had like a huge whirlwind romance. They got married. They had another kid. And then that woman was the one who took care of him while he was... So they spent 90% of their time together was him being paralyzed. And then shortly after he died, she died from cancer, like less than a year later. It was brutal. I think this is really worth watching. It toes a line of being incredibly... not just like, well, it doesn't feel like it's overly crafted to make you feel things. It's a lot of pretty personal interviews with like, hey, your dad was like literally Superman. What the fuck was that like for you? And also then you had to watch him suffer for decades. Like, what was that like? And like, how did he change over time? It sounds like post-incident, he got a lot better about spending time with his kids. Basically, it's never presented like he was a bad parent, but it was definitely during the later years of his time as Superman, but the earlier days of his career was really messy. Didn't spend a lot of time with his family, kind of passing on a lot of the stuff that his dad taught him. And then once his career took a really weird turn and he had to kind of, just grow. And then he got married and he had other kids. Just a lot of that changed, which is pretty cool. There's a framing, as part of the framing device, when documentaries have we have a lot of audio going on, but we kind of need like placeholder footage. There's a 3D rendering of Chris Reeves in like a generic non-Superman type suit made out of like rock. I don't know, it's weird. Almost every documentary has their like default image screensaver, basically. And I thought that worked fairly well. It wasn't overused too much. There was a lot of footage. A lot of footage with his friends and a lot of people that, surpassed him in life. A couple of connections that I kind of knew were there, but I didn't expect to be so relevant to this. A lot of the like lifelong friends who ended up then helping him while he was injured, taking care of him, and then helping work with his charity organization. He did basically his entire time being paralyzed up until his death was working with a charity that he helped create and like really, really pushed forward like advocacy for disabled people. And it was a huge push. He met with like 5 or 6 different presidents. Very big social push at the time. And then he like passed, and then his wife got cancer and died like almost immediately after that. So his youngest son, as I believe, like 30 right now, he basically doesn't have any memories of his dad not being paralyzed, so he's a very different perspective than his two older half-siblings. I don't know, it feels very intimate in the sense of what the interviewees are experiencing and replying to, but it doesn't feel too nosy, but it's also kind of all about the muck in that sense. It's like maybe 15% is like strictly positive, rise to fame, look at all these cool friendships I got to build, and a lot of it is like, this was really difficult for him to deal with. It threw his entire life into a massive disarray in the longer term, and then kind of how his family collectively came around him and then carried him forward until he died. It felt very focused, and I like that. It was, I don't know, I feel like kind of, it sounds like a shtick, but like basically the angle being like, your dad was Superman and then he got sick and died. What was that like for you? It sounds very, I would never say that to their face, because that's kind of disrespectful, but that is kind of like the vibe they're going for in a way. I just don't know how else to describe it. That's like the angle they're going from, is like, how do you see someone go from the biggest pedestal in the world to, slowly dying? And like, how do they maintain that emotional connection moving forward? So that stuff was really cool. Rating documentaries is always really hard, like really difficult, because like trying to balance how much new information is being presented versus the production value versus like what type of narrativization they're going for. This does feel kind of like a big production. I don't think that takes away from it necessarily, but I do think that the Warner Bros. And DC Studios kind of kickbacks coming in like in the middle of production definitely pushed it up a few notches. It feels like it has a good level of mainstream appeal, but it's also not so broad that there's no depth to it. Dude, I don't know. It's better than reading a Wikipedia article. I don't know. It's a good hour and a half of a lot of new information, some pretty touching stuff. Yeah, I cried, whatever. Like, that's it's a given.
That's a given.
But, like, it is different when it's real people.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wasn't alive in the 70s, or the 80s, or the 90s. Like, this wasn't my Superman. This was just the one I knew as a kid. But, like, being able to engage with the history of the character and his level, his importance on film, the insane production of the first movie, and like how groundbreaking that was, and then just thinking about like what this meant to people like my parents' age, basically. Like some of the people they're interviewing, like Whoopi Goldberg had a very long working relationship with him. Like I said, Robin Williams was like his lifelong best friend for decades. I don't know. There's a lot of really surprising connections to be made there. What's his name? Okay, so Dumb and Dumber.
Jim Carrey.
The other guy.
Jeff Daniels.
Thank you. Yes, that's what it was. Apparently, he worked in theater with Jeff Daniels as a kid. Like, they were from the same area and they went to the same like productions. Like, before he got the role, they were just right there next to each other the whole time. I don't know. There's really bizarre connections that are really cool to watch. And how much of a lot of those people from earlier in his life who then got to kind of follow him into Hollywood, not necessarily on his coattails, but in the surrounding attention bubble, I guess.
Yeah.
Instead of having kind of the like, fuck you, you got to get famous thing, it seems like so many of them were just very genuinely happy to have him have that type of rise. I don't know. And it comes across as fairly genuine. And you never know. This is 40-year-old information. A lot of things can change.
And they're all actors.
Right. Perspective can change. Yeah, all that sort of stuff. But a lot of it does seem to be pretty coherent. And I don't know. I thought it was very touching. I don't know.
Okay.
Watch it.
Well,
I think it's worth watching. What you got?
I need a question.
Oh dear Lord.
I almost crammed a book today, and I was like, I can't do this in an hour. it would have been close, and I didn't want to rush it. It deserves my attention.
Damn. Well, I guess on this note, actually, what relevant character / actor / movie, like in our realm of nerd shit, what is a documentary that would pique your interest? If we are assuming it's given a decent production value, it's not overly narrativized, and it does include a lot of information that you're not like aware of. What's one of those things that you're like, I want to know more about this thing that you know exists, but there just isn't information out there about it?
I want an expose on Randy Pitchford.
I know that name.
The main douchebag that's in charge of Borderlands.
Okay. That is an answer.
Let's see, what else? What would be a good answer? I think it'd be cool to have, not really an interview, but like a really in-depth explanation about Tom King, because he's coming from the Black Ops, CIA, and whatever, and he says, you know what, fuck that, I'm gonna retire and make comic books. That seems kind of crazy to me. So
I do have one bit of knowledge on that front that I think is actually a very good indicator of how that happened. Just to fill you in, his mom was a high-up executive at Warner Bros. Just putting that one out there. Although I do agree, there is a lot of stuff there, and I do think he gets rightfully a lot of hate on from some segments of the people, but
I don't see any of this, good or bad.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious to know his story. I want to know like some of the shit he saw.
The secret soldiers of Benghazi.
He knows about the lizard people under Colorado, the Denver airport.
That's
I know
true.
he does.
That's probably true.
What's one more that I could name? It doesn't have to be a documentary. I want a long conversation with Al Ewing to understand why he has to force so much philosophy into all of his comics. Does he actually have a philosophy degree, or is that just my joke? I need to know.
I don't actually know. So I would be very down. I want to watch an unprompted conversation between him and Jonathan Hickman in a room.
Oh gosh.
No prompt, no question. I just want to see them interact. Like throw a soccer ball in the room and just watch them.
Jonathan Hickman would never look up from the Excel sheet that he's making. He would talk through it, but he would never look away from it.
And Al Ewing's just over in the corner like, why is the reflective mirror one way?
But why did you choose the pie chart? It should have been a bar graph, should it not?
I agree. That'd be very funny. Not to stray too far from the topic. It's not another documentary. It is Superman. I watched all 4 seasons of Superman and Lois over the past few months.
I thought you were going to say a week. I was like, woof.
Man, did I think about it. It was very on and off. I'd have some days where I'd watch it a lot, and it's a little all over the place. It was 4 seasons of a spin-off. It was sort of kind of in the Arrowverse, but not really. Initially, Tyler Hoechlin, the actor who plays Superman, was a part of the Supergirl TV show and was popular enough that he was given his own spin-off. During the early production, the spin-off was bumped over into its own unique Earth because they wanted to age him up a little bit and also just have more space between those mixed quality TV shows and this fucking peak. Absolute Kino shit. So it was given a slightly higher budget. The base pitch is that Clark and Lois move back to Smallville because Ma Kent has died and they inherited the farm, and they have 2 teenage twins. And what the fuck did they get up to? The individual plots matter greatly season to season, but like I feel very little need to actually tell you about them.
So that was a fucking lie.
this is like the best soap opera I've seen in my life, and I mean that in the best way possible. Like, half the show is Superman plots. The other half is parenting and having teenage boys and getting cancer and intimacy problems and mental health. It's wild, and they actually intersect consistently.
Cancer from the alien semen.
No, but I was thinking about it. It's so wild that, one, it takes its human conflict problems very seriously, like local politics, different cultures. Like, for instance, Lana Lang's husband is an original character, as far as I can tell. He's Latin, and then they have kids together. So, like, their daughter having her, God damn it, what's it called? It's not a bar mitzvah, that's Jewish boys. I'm stupid. Whatever.
Hemorrhoids.
No. I'm going to look this up now because I can't not finish this point, actually.
Bat mitzvah. That's...
Wrong character.
What? You said bar mitzvah. The female version is bat mitzvah.
Wait, that's a thing?
Yes.
I didn't know about that. Shut up. I'm not that well educated, okay? I do my best. Fuck, what is this? I'm going to kick myself so hard. I know what this is.
8th grade graduation.
I mean, kind of low-key. Come on, what is it?
Puberty. A root canal. Constipation.
Quinceañera. There we go.
That's close.
Damn. I feel so stupid.
What is it?
Quinceañera. It's like, it's your kind of, every culture has their own, like, crossing over from, like, being a teenager to being an adult type shit.
I see.
This is also very common for, if I remember correctly, like, the default in, like, the strict tradition is that women end up choosing a different last name. Like, some other family adjacent name or whatever. It's a whole thing. I don't know. Whatever. Really strong intersection of, like, genuinely well-written characters who are mostly original to the show or basically original to the show. As well as that somehow consistently intersecting with the plot that's going on. It's not just like, oh, they happen to be in the place at the time. It's like another main character in the show, especially after season 1, is John Henry Irons and his daughter, Natasha, ? He's initially kind of a fake-out villain in the first season because he's from another Earth where Superman is bad, of course. And he comes here. He stole a bunch of Lex Luthor stuff, and because he's bald, and the season does a lot of deception to make you effectively think it's like, oh wow, this guy's Lex Luthor. Wow, no, because we don't know what the fuck Lex Luthor's been up to this entire time. So it's like a whole bunch of fake outs and whatever. They end up working out their differences, and they become like mainstay characters moving forward. Season 2 is focused around Mirror Earth, where they have their own version of Bizarro. Easily the weakest season, but the way they handle Bizarro is actually done really well. And then that intersects with the person who wants to merge Earth with Counter-Earth, or whatever the fuck it's called, is like a cult leader who Lois's younger sister is involved with. Like, they very consistently cross all of it over. It actually feels like Clark and Lois, like, as a couple, having their stuff worked into the plot. And this is all while maintaining his secret identity the entire show. It's really impressive. Lana Lang becomes the mayor of Smallville in, I believe, season 3. So that has a lot of ramifications because eventually she has to find out the secret and, like, all that sort of stuff. The two boys don't know that their dad is fucking Superman up until, like, a couple episodes in.
Well, their dad isn't fucking Superman. He is Superman.
No, Mom is fucking Superman.
Uh-huh.
They magically did... Well, one of them... Jordan, magically develops powers. He's the shut-in social introvert who has, like, diagnosed anxiety. The show makes it
He's literally me!
He low-key is, though. He is the one between the two brothers that you would not expect to get powers. So there's a massive inferiority complex, and then there's a superiority complex because teenage boys, all that sort of stuff. And that happens all the time. It's really, really cool. Sometimes it, of course, can be a little teen drama-esque, but even when it's at its worst, it's still tolerable. There is no, like, oh, this is the bad episode where it's all cringe. It's consistently solid, if nothing else. Most of it is really high highs. Like in season 3, when Lois gets cancer. It's so much to say that. Lois gets cancer, and then she starts getting treated at a facility that is owned by...
Wayland Yutani.
No, that'd be funny.
Wayland... God damn it. What is it? Wait. Whatever.
It's like one of the only Superman like mafia boss guys, whatever. But it's like owned by basically Kingpin. So she ends up getting treated there, and then they're simultaneously trying to investigate this man because everyone knows he's bad, but no one can actually trace him to the things, and then it turns out his wife has cancer, and like there's all of these overlapping like personal agendas. Yeah, just like a lot of bouncing back and forth. Between season 2 and 3, the actor who plays John? Yes, John Ken. John? Pretty sure. Whatever. The sporty brother, who everyone, Giga Chad man, you'd assume would get powers. The actor changes, and I actually like both of them equally. Like, when I think of this character or a scene that he's in the abstract, it exclusively depends on which season I'm thinking about. Like, they both fit perfectly in my brain, which is really, really wild. I didn't expect that to happen. Usually recastings don't work that well. They don't even look similar at all. They just really play it pretty similar. So yeah, family drama, small town drama, big world-ending shit. The majority of the costuming is very good. It is still in that TV lane. Like, this is the most expensive CW adjacent show to ever exist, but it's still cheap sometimes. The CG can be pretty rough. The fight coordination is surprisingly solid for most of the show. The Superman suit is fucking goated. I don't care. Like, every season it gets a little better. The first one is a little too padded. The emblem's a little too small, but like on the whole, every season it gets better. The color grading kind of gets upgraded as they go. They actually do small tweaks season to season, so it feels like the exact same suit the whole time. The whole thing is held together by the chemistry between the actors. I have never seen a Superman and Lois pairing that has this much chemistry. They are slightly older, they have teenagers, and they have real world life problems. Like, this feels like watching Spider-Man get shit on every 5 seconds type stuff. They are consistently struggling with the difficulties of parenthood, having access to or being, very powerful people, and how to balance all of these things. And they have very, very human fuck-ups. Like, it's a background element that I don't think this was not intended, but like almost every episode ends with the two of them like having a glass of wine on the porch after the kids go to bed type stuff. It's so painfully human. I don't know what else to do with it. Like, even in its moments of cringe, it's like, oh, I've seen this before. Like, this is just, the real world is cringe sometimes. Like, people are dumb and do dumb, stupid things. They make mistakes.
Imagine Superman getting white girl wasted on wine.
Yeah, that's the annoying part, though. He can't get drunk.
I know.
Which is annoying.
It would take a lot.
Yeah.
I want to see a white girl wasted on wine, though.
Yeah. Same thing with like Lois's relationship to her father and how he ties into the Superman element. Him coming around and not being a great grandfather, but working to be better because he was a bad dad, blah, 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 blah. There's just so much to this show. I don't know. I never thought I'd see something where Superman apologizes to one of his sons because he got too angry and like yelled at him too aggressively and then wouldn't back off his position for a day. Like, they feel like people. They feel like people. That's all best thing I got.
Rating?
Season 4 was slightly abridged. It's a few episodes shorter than the other ones. It also got a budget cut, which doesn't show too much, which is impressive. The cast got cut down a lot, which is disappointing. And then this is the big Lex Luthor season, whereas apparently during, like, earlier on in these two's career, they put Lex Luthor away, like, very early on. They got him on some like, racketeering charges bullshit or whatever. Turns out it was actually a false thing. Like, they were deceived, and he didn't actually do the bad thing this one time. And then there's this big struggle about, like, do we let him out? Like, do we continue lying about this now that we know it's false? Because he should be in there. But, you know, all of that stuff, they let him out.
They clearly caught him jaywalking.
Pretty much. And they end up letting him out, and he's been in there for like 20 years. So he has this huge bone to pick with these two.
He has a huge boner.
He also has that. He finds out Superman's secret identity very quickly. He moves to Smallville and basically just begins bullying them. Like, he's just low-key harassing and stalking them all the time. It's really wild. It's played by Michael Cudlitz, who I did not expect to see this performance out of. I knew him as Abraham from The Walking Dead. Big ginger man, whatever. He fucking killed it. It was insane. Really unique take on the character, but also feels like it's got the right these two have beef energy to it. The final episode of the show is really, really, really good. It ends with Superman having to reveal his identity to save somebody, just in like like someone's just being robbed or whatever. But because he ends up stepping in front of the bullet, he's been weakened and he's getting old or whatever, so he can't just like instant lightning fast everything. So he just ends up having to reveal himself to like everybody while in civilian clothes. And that's basically where they ended. They're like, he can't stop doing this. Like, it doesn't matter how old he gets, or, you know, it's all hopium fuel. 8 out of 10, dude. Like, the only real criticisms are things I couldn't even expect it to do any better, because it's a network television series, or at least it started out as one and then it moved to HBO. It has pacing difficulties, and sometimes it feels like too many episodes, and sometimes it feels like not enough episodes, and sometimes some of the actors are a little rough, but like this has the most amount of the spirit in it I've ever seen in my life. There is no other adaptation that has this much like yearning for Superman energy to it. Best CW show by a stupid margin. I'm so glad that this is in its own little pocket universe, because now I don't have to think about any of the rest of that shit.
I've never seen Smallville.
Smallville is low-key kind of worth watching. It's super pivotal to the mid-2000s, like, energy.
That's what scares me away from going back.
That's fair. That was one of my early superhero TV shows that I watched. The thing that everyone holds on to now, especially with the influence of that show being very relevant to the upcoming iteration of Superman, in terms of the way that Superman and Lex are played against each other, is very Smallville-esque. That show is peak cringe, and I love it for that.
Nope,
Not all of it's cringe. A lot of it's really good. Like those two, when the Smallville nostalgia nerds are like, yes, all of it was perfect, they're exclusively thinking about the relationship between those two characters, because a lot of that show was wild, weird shit. It was still network TV. But I fucked with it. I watched it when I was like 10.
And it was the 90s, so you know there's an episode in there somewhere of, but my friend is gay.
I'm pretty sure they do have pink kryptonite in Smallville, if I remember correctly.
Does Superman stop a school shooter?
I don't remember. It's been a hot minute. To be fair, in the last season, he does end up wearing the school shooter jacket. But
yes!
But that's because everyone was scared to use real suits back then.
Is that the same thing as the Earth 1 costume?
No, I wish it was.
I like that jacket.
I fuck with that jacket. No, it's just like a black trench coat with a t-shirt with the fucking emblem on it. It's so goofy. If I could compress Superman and Lois into everyone's brain, I would do that over any other on-screen Superman. Period.
You've said.
Just.
And that topples your.
No, it doesn't topple.
Man, twink, boy, toy.
It doesn't, because it's particularly personal for me. I fuck with that the most. That's never going to change. Yes. That's never going to change. But like, this is so. If I could change how everybody on planet Earth views Superman, this is how I would do it. It is so much distilled. There's no deconstruction. There was very little weird shit to it. Like, it does a lot of non-traditional choices. There's a lot of very strange character writing, but it all is super in line.
You know what is strange?
Giving us money. to hear
people
me rant.
people give us money. That's so super strange to me. I don't understand it. I think they're feds just following us.
They probably are.
They probably are.
Caitlin and Jeff Lawrence are feds.
Yep.
It has been decreed.
If they give you money, don't trust them. They're feds.
Wait, aren't you a fed?
Shh.
If you want to help support this show and all of our other endeavors, go to patreon.com/dimecomicbros network. Give us money. That's cool. Thank you. Also, thank you to Jetpack Comics and Games in downtown Rochester, New Hampshire.
They're feds.
They definitely are feds.
One of them narked to me today. I was asking about the booze cruise, and he was like, bro, it was really rough water this time, and I'm pretty confident we hit something, and so all the drunks were stumbling, like, way harder than usual.
Nice.
It was kind of funny.
To be fair, one of them also did used to be a fed, so there is that. He might still be a fed. He's an op.
Once a fed, always a fed.
Precisely. He was a fed, now, and he left the fed world to be an op in the nerd world.
Also, Kyle kept pilfering everybody's things. He stole hats. He stole swords. It sounds like it was an actually fun cruise that we missed.
Of course, it's the one we didn't go to.
Yep, exactly.
Always.
The rough waters sound great to me.
I agree.
But, no. Had to happen while we were gone.
Of course. Next episode will be X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Nope.
I'm going to be hammered for that. I can feel it in my bones already.
We shall see. I don't trust my memory of this one very well.
It's fucking boring. It's not even that it sucks. It does suck a little bit, but it's just, oh boy. Why are they talking again? Too many words.
But at least Charles is bald in this one. And also a dick in this one. I remember that. I was like, this is a small victory for me. I feel vindicated. He's actually acting like he does in the books. He's kind of a dick. Professor Xavier's a jerk. Classic banger line.
Tune in then.
Yeah. Oh, cat has been punched. That the pussy was thoroughly beat. She's still alive, I swear. See, she's still
A
alive.
soft whimper after you say that.
Dude, I beat it raw. What can I say?